Hey, how you doing? Nope, my name's not Harold. I'm the lawnmower lady, and I like fixing small engines. Today's video is going to be a maintenance tune-up kind of video for a construction site type generator. This happens to be the Generac GP5500. Same principles apply to this and similar generators like this. A lot of different people make them, but follow along. The person that owns this actually only has 1/10 of 1 hour on this. So I'm going to be talking about some of these procedures, not actually doing them. They unfortunately left gasoline in it for several years, so I'll actually be pulling off the carburetor, cleaning that up, but I will go over the other type of maintenance procedures that you should consider doing for your Generac portable generator. All right, the first thing to do on a maintenance routine like this is to always check your oil, and they always urge you to do it before you start every time. The reason is you don't want to run a generator without oil, and this one obviously has no hours on it whatsoever, but always check your owner's manual to make sure whether you need to screw in or just place in your dipstick. But as you can see, the oil level, you can see it's kind of shiny there in the light. Anywhere along where these little X hash marks are means that's a good oil level. And again, I'm not going to be changing this, but check your owner's manual, make sure you know the type of oil and how much oil to put in. Do not overfill. These units also have a low oil sensor switch, and those are prone to go bad. Here's a better view of that oil sensor right there, and it is tied into the on-off switch, so you will not be able to start this generator if it's low on oil. And the other reason you don't want to run out of oil is obviously if you run out of oil or get low and you have a heavy load on your generator, it's really bad for the actual generator portion if you stop under load. So that's why they urge you to make sure your oil level is good before you start it every time. If I was going to do an oil change on this particular unit, here is the drain plug, okay? And this is actually a pretty nice design. I've seen a lot of generators where the drain plug will spill out all over your stand for it, but this is nice. You can put a cup or something to catch the oil, drain that out, put the plug back in, and you would fill it up here with the amount and the type of oil that's called for in your owner's manual. Most all these larger generators have a fuel tap on here, and a good shutdown procedure would be to disconnect your loads, turn your fuel tap to the off position, which is usually have a sticker or not, you can look in your owner's manual, and let it run dry. It's not going to run for more than a couple of minutes. And then the other option too would be if your carburetor has a drain screw, you can actually pull that screw out and drain out whatever remaining gas is in there to minimize the amount of bad fuel that stays in your carburetor bowl. The next thing is to check and clean and or replace the air filter. And this one I know I don't need to do that because it has so few hours. But there's a thumb screw on here. In this one it comes completely off. Lift off the cover. And in this one it's pretty clean. You just want to make sure there's not too much dust and dirt in there. If there is, clean that out. This one, I know the air filter is in pretty good shape. There is a little bit of oil buildup on there, and some oil is all right, but if it's really dusty or dirty or deteriorating, you would need to replace it. If it's not so bad, you can actually clean it, and I will point a link to another video where I show you how to clean and resurface or redo foam filters. So this is good to go. Next, we're going to check and clean and or gap the spark plug, whatever you need to do. You pull off the spark plug boot, pop that off, get that out of the way, and I'm using a 21 millimeter magnetic socket. You can also use a 13/16. I prefer the magnetic because it's a little bigger on the inside. That rubber boot sometimes gets caught on the standard ones. And in this particular unit, it's kind of awkward. There's not a lot of clearance before you start running into other stuff, so I want to make sure that I don't mess anything up. Bah. Yep. Yeah, you just want to be really careful because you don't want to break that off. This actually looks okay. If I were to clean this, I would use a wire brush and just be mindful to not get any wire brush particles in there. The other thing to do is to gap the spark plug. Again, look at your owner's manual, but generally they're 0.030 inches. And if you don't have a spark plug gap or anything fancy, a actual Stanley knife, the thickness of that is exactly 0.30 inches. So you just want to make sure that goes in there and doesn't wiggle around too much, and that's seems good to go. You always want to start by hand. Don't use a tool, because otherwise you will cross thread the engine. When you're ready to tighten it back down, get your spark plug socket on there till it's taut, and you barely want to go no more than not even a quarter of a turn. Just make sure it's snug. There we go. That's it. Last thing, make sure it's clean in there, and then pop that on until you hear a positive click. All right, that is good to go. All right, so there you have it. Some maintenance and tune-up tips on a Generac 5500 generator. Just remember, this is the way I do it. Check your owner's manual. There's lots of different ways of doing these things. But if you learned something, please push the like and subscribe button. I did realize this video is getting kind of long, so I broke up the part where I took off the carburetor and took that apart to clean it. I'll post a link up there for that. Once again, thanks for watching. I'm the Lawnmower Lady, and as I like to say, mow happy.